Welcome to the QCOS Bank Client Onboarding Demonstration. This is a controlled local simulation. All accounts, payment values, transaction identifiers, and evidence records shown here are synthetic. No customer funds, payment instructions, or production financial data are processed. We begin with the client setup. The Quantum Lock software development kit is installed in the local Python environment. The required components are then checked. This demonstration uses MLDSA65 for post-quantum digital signatures. It uses SHA-256 hashes to record local ledger integrity. The QCOS Bank dashboard is now open. It shows two synthetic test accounts, a synthetic balance, the count of signed transactions, and the security status for this local test environment. The dashboard is clearly marked as a controlled simulation. It is not a live banking service. Next, the operator prepares a synthetic transfer. The sender is SoftQuantus Demo Treasury. The receiver is Research Labs Sandbox. The value is $125,000 and it is labeled as synthetic test data. Before the transaction reaches the ledger, its payload is signed with MLDSA65. The signature is verified locally. The observed execution time is recorded as test evidence. It is not presented as a production performance guarantee. The signed transaction is then written to the QCOS ledger. The new entry references the previous block. It records the transaction hash, the signature hash, and the resulting block hash. This creates a simple chain that can be verified locally during the demonstration. Now we perform the security check. A simulated attacker changes the transaction amount after the transaction has been signed. The modified payload no longer matches the original signature. The interface reports tamper detection and marks the altered block as invalid. That is the expected result. A change that was not signed must not be accepted as a trusted transaction. The workflow now generates an audit report and an evidence bundle. The audit report records the synthetic transaction identifier, the ledger block hash, the tamper detection result, and the evidence digest. The evidence bundle records the source transaction, the ledger entry, the security event, and a locally signed integrity record. Finally, the Trust Console brings these items together. It gives an operator or security reviewer one view of the signed transaction, ledger block, security result, audit report, and evidence status. A production deployment requires validation in the organization's licensed environment. It must include key management, access control, policy enforcement, audit retention, and operational integration. The next step is a 4-week SoftQuantus proof of concept. Choose a priority financial workflow. Validate the safeguards with approved synthetic data. Then review the technical evidence needed for an informed deployment decision. Visit softquantus.com to begin the conversation.